What better way to kick off the day's events, with Vinata's Divine Music. I represent Colorado Fine Arts Association, and in terms of drawing a parallel to what it is that JLF does, we have very, I would say, parallel visions, but essentially that culminates or confluences in bringing art to the common man. Our mission is enriching minds through enduring art, and I did see what JLF had on their website and beautifully summed up as, examining the human experience through the reflections and imaginations of contemporary authors. Different facets of art. What CFA does, Colorado Fine Arts Association, is bringing to the Colorado community music, dance, and also literature, and it's our honor and privilege to collaborate with JLF for the second time in a row. Peeling the layers of sophistication, that's essentially what both organizations strive to do. And again, I'm very privileged to be collaborating with JLF for the second time. Thank you all for encouraging us, being patrons of art, whether it be the literary kind and or the visual and auditory kind. I said this last week in another event, and I think it makes very apt sense to say it again. Art, if missing an earth, essentially makes it So let the two organizations together, JLF and CFA, continue to put art in earth. We'll continue doing our part for art. Thank you once again, and for more information on CFA, do visit coloradofinearts.org, and may art thrive. With that, thank you.
Thank you very much to CFA, one of JLF's sponsors. So this would be a great time to check and make sure your cell phones are silenced as we move into morning music for the love of the dark one, Songs of Mirabai. We've got a lovely lineup today. Vinata Gangolli, who was trained in Hindustani music in the Gwalior condition. She has a BA in music and is a software engineer, and she's performed in the US, Canada, and India. Vinata will be singing and playing the tambour. Arvind Santi will be on tabla. Arvind began his journey with the tabla at the age of 4. After taking a tabla sabbatical for about 20 years, he restarted his tabla journey in 2009 in the Lucknow Karada style. And they are joined by Shashak Shaktarishi on harmonium. Andrew Schelling is a poet and translator of Mirabai, who was a medieval sage and poetess from the 16th century India. Andrew will share translations of Mirabai's poems with us.
Good morning, everyone. Mirabai was born in about 1498 into a Rajput clan, the Rathors, who ruled the city of Merta. Rajasthan, its surrounding villages, her warrior family married her into a substantial nearby clan, the Sisodia Rajputs of Mewar, in an effort to establish a military alliance. But the girl, Mira, quickly alienated her powerful in-laws. By the Rajput institution of Suad, her religious duties were to be discharged in unquestioning service to her husband. However, from an early age, she believed herself betrothed to Krishna and refused to abide by secular custom. One account says she dutifully touched her mother-in-law's feet, but swept past their image of Kali, the dark goddess, saying she'd long been on the most intimate terms with the true Lord and could not bow to a lump of stone. Some say her husband was weak-minded, unable or unwilling to force her compliance. It's thought that he perished on the field of battle shortly after their marriage. All the stories agree, though, Mira had refused intimacy with him. Her true husband was Shyam, the Dark One, Krishna, and Arvind on top of here wanted me to remind everybody that Shyam, the Dark One, the name Mirabai uses most for Krishna, is not a figure out of Star Wars, but refers to the invisible quality of the deity who appears primarily as sound. As an infant, Mira may have gotten a true word from a wandering holy man who whispered briefly into her ear. She now claimed to have been born through the ages. In one song, she has dropped from 84,000 wombs to love only Shyam. Despite her husband's death, she refused the clothes of a widow, would not sequester herself, and rejected the conventions of widowhood. Instead, she often descended from the Sisodia palace to visit local temples where she consorted with sadhus, wandering mendicants, singing and dancing in worship of Shyam. Her husband's family was outraged. The prince or Rana she refers to in many songs, probably her brother-in-law, both hated and feared her. The stories say he made 3 attempts on her life, aided by Mira's mother-in-law. Initially, they sent poisoned water, claiming it to be charanamrit, holy water used to wash the feet of a Krishna image. In one of her most famous songs, Mira claims that as she danced, she drained the poisoned cup without missing a step. A second attempt failed as well. The conspirators sent a snake in a basket of fruit, or in some stories in a jeweled coffer. When Mira lifted the lid of the basket or box, the poisonous acid turned into a shalgram, the black fossil ammonite, considered all over India to be a manifestation of Krishna. After a third attempt on her life, the palace guards forced her to lie on a bed of iron spikes, but her god turned into flower petals. Mira fled from the palace. The British have a saying, trust in God, but keep your powder dry. All along, Mira had insisted her true family was the Sadhu Sangh, the company of truth seekers. Now she ran from her life of privilege like a convict going over the wall, a suffocating life of wealth, status, power, luxury, female submission, and royal expectations. For the rest of her life, she moved among the family of bhaktas, devotees, traveling the roads of North India on a perpetual search for her Giridhara Nagara, the elegant one, the energy that lifts mountains.
Young Mirabai, when she was a small child, she saw a wedding procession and she asked her mother, now this is a legend of course, several hundred years ago, and she asked who is going to be my bridegroom, and her mother told her, she gave her idol of Krishna, and she said he is going to be her bridegroom. And then she just took it to her heart. So in this song, the first song that I'm going to start with, she has a dream, and she's describing how, her dulha or her bridegroom, Krishna, everybody's celebrating the wedding, and this is going to be her most important day in her life, and she's going to have a blissful life of commitment with devotion for Krishna. So this is based in morning rag called Charukeshi.
How bitter is Carnival Day, with my lover off traveling. Oh, desolate town, night and day wretched, my spall bed in the attic lies empty. Rejected and lost in his absence, stumbling under the pain. Must you wander from country to country? It hurts me. These fingers ache counting the days you've been gone. Spring arrives with its festival games, the chiming of anklets, drum beats and flute, a sitar, yet no beloved visits my gate. What makes you forget? Here I stand begging you, dark one, don't shame me. Mira comes to embrace you, birth after birth, still a virgin. The dark one's love stain is on her. Other ornaments Mira sees as mere glitter. A mark on her forehead, a bracelet, some prayer beads. Beyond that, she wears only her conduct. Makeup is worthless when you've gotten truth from a teacher. Oh, the dark one has stained me with love, and for that some revile me. Others give honor. I simply wander the road of the sadhus, lost in my songs. Never stealing, injuring no one. Who can discredit me? Do you think I'd step down from an elephant to ride on the haunch of an ass? Dark one, Shyam. How can I sleep? Since you left my bed, the seconds drag past like epochs, each moment a new torrent of pain. I am no life. No lover comes through the darkness. Lamps, houses, no comfort. On my couch, the embroidered flowers pierce me like thistles. I toss through the night. Yet who would believe my story? That a lover bit my hand like a snake, and the venom bursts through, and I'm dying. I hear the peacock's faraway gospel, the nightingale's love song, the cuckoo. Thickness on thickness folds through the sky, clouds flash with rain. Dark one, is there no love in this world that such anguish continues? Mirabai waits for a glance from your eye. The plums tasted sweet to the unlettered desert-tried girl, but what manners to chew into each. She was ungainly, low-caste, ill-mannered and dirty, but the god took the fruit she'd been sucking. Why? She knew how to love. She might not distinguish splendor from filth, but she tasted the nectar of passion. Might not know any Veda, but a chariot swept her away. Now she plays in heaven, passionately bound to her god. The Lord of fallen fools, says Mira, will save anyone who can practice rapture like that. I, myself, in a previous birth, was a cow-herding girl at Gokul. Mirabai had arrived at the great Ranchoji temple at Dwarka in Gujarat state, where she set up a kitchen to feed the poor. Around that time, her husband's family, long absent from her life, decided they wanted their princess home. Their motives were likely political. They had suffered a series of punishing military setbacks, and persistent rumors went through the countryside that their vicious treatment of Mira had turned the favor of the gods. So they dispatched an envoy of Brahmins to Dwarka to fetch her. At first, Mira refused to return with the envoy, but the Brahmins vowed to fast to death if she wouldn't relent. This put her in a bind. If a Brahmin should die on her account, the karma of his death would pursue her. Reluctantly, she agreed to return to Mewar. Before setting out, she asked for a final night alone in the temple with the image of Krishna. In the morning, she did not emerge. The envoy forced open the temple doors and found only Mirabai's hair and her robe slung across the lap of the deity.